Hey, what's up, everybody? I noticed that there's not been any reviews yet of this particular figure on YouTube yet, so I decided, why not hop on here real quick and just give you all some of my thoughts. This has been about a year since I've done my last video, and long story short, I had decided just over or almost a year ago to get out of the collecting game. But then I sold off most of my collection, but then decided to keep a few figures left in my collection and build it back up just a little bit. So I got some major collection updates that I'll do in a future video. I'm still not collecting a whole lot. I'm keeping it small, just limited really to favorite character, which is kind of what I've been preaching all along, but I continue to try and narrow things and keep things from getting too out of control. So anyway, long story short, that's why I've not done any new videos in about a year, other than a short that I did a couple of weeks ago, or maybe more like a month ago, I guess, on the Batman Begins Batman and the newer releases and how they improve the issue on the suit. But anyway, not here to talk about that. Here to talk about Dirty Harry. So this again is from Sideshow. Some of you may know Sideshow. I guess it's been a couple of years, 1 or 2 years ago now, that they got the license to do a line of Clint Eastwood classic characters in 1/6 scale as well as the quarter scale premium format. And I've gotten a few of the other characters as well. I have the Man with No Name, and I have a Pale Rider, and then I have the Unforgiven Will Money figure on pre-order as well. I'd actually missed the first Dirty Harry that they did, so they did a Dirty Harry that came out last year, I think, that had the gray suit and the red vest. So I wasn't collecting at the time, so I missed out on that one, but that's okay. I think I would rather have this one anyway. I kind of like this suit a little bit better. So this is from the final act. This is from the last, I don't know, 15 minutes or so of the film. So this is the way he looked when he had his final showdown with Scorpio, where he shot and killed him. And so glad to have this guy in my collection. So real quick, this isn't going to be a long video because it really isn't a whole heck of a lot to talk about, but I think the tailoring on the outfit is pretty good. And then if you look at the head sculpt, I mean, it's definitely Eastwood. The likeness is there, but it's also kind of slightly cartoony, caricature-ish. But I mean, it's definitely good, but it's not great. It's not Hot Toys quality. Now, normally I would not give that as a criticism, and in this case, I think it is a criticism that it's not Hot Toys quality, because these figures are. I think this figure in particular goes for $275 or $280, maybe even $285 on Sideshow. I forget. And so they are definitely in the Hot Toys price range. That's more expensive than some Hot Toys figures, I think. And so, but I think around $275 to $285. That's pretty average for Hot Toys, or at least it has been over the last year or two. Now Hot Toys are getting up closer to $300. And so the question is then, for a $275 figure, what are you really getting? And well, first of all, again, the head sculpt is good, but it's not Hot Toys quality, which with Sideshow you're not really can't really expect that. But again, the tailoring on the suit is good, and the likeness is definitely Eastwood. The box that it comes in is, it's a typical shoebox style. Nothing really too special there. So everything is concise, like really no wasted space. So that's good. And then as far as accessories go, you have, in addition to the hands that he comes wearing, you have you have 2 additional hands here. So you have a gripping hand. We have a gun holding hand, and then this hand for holding the badge, and then the badge itself. Have the police, where it says police inspector, And you can't really see, but it's got some pretty good detail on there, so it doesn't fold or anything, which it doesn't really need to. You would have him, like I would have him holding it open anyway. Then of course he's got his handgun that he's known for, most powerful handgun in the world, could blow your head clean off. Yeah. So of course he's got that, and by the way, this is pretty much the exact same as the older release, all same accessories and everything. The only thing different literally is just the outfit. Again, I wish I'd gotten that figure, but I missed out on. I wouldn't mind having them both, but I think it's fine. I mean, I'm fine with just having this one. And again, if I had to pick between the two, I'd rather have this one anyway. I kind of like this outfit better. But all the accessories are the same. And for some reason, he's got two different sunglasses, so it's, and like the arms on the sunglasses only go back that far, so it's like they fit over his face. And then there's a second pair as well, and I'm not really seeing what the difference is. Maybe it's just in case one pair gets broken or lost or something like that. You have two, so I'll never really complain about extra accessories. I mean, for the price point, I wish this figure came with more. But yeah, so I guess it's good to have two, just in case something happens, the first pair gets lost or damaged. Then in the second tray, so again we have more hands, so we can get open hands here, and then a pair of fists there, and then the display stand. I'm not a fan of these stands. So actually, if you're going to give a figure a basic stand, I actually like these better, and I buy these and use these. So like if you'll look in this display, like I tend to use stands that are either this size or similar, just because I'm limited on vertical space in this cabinet. And so now with that Joker, I want him to look more prominent, so I have him up on a big base. But you notice most of these, I like using these smaller display stands. But this, it's thicker, it takes up more vertical space. And if you're going to have a bigger base, you might as well have a diorama base that actually has, that actually looks cool. So this is just really plain, and for me, if I'm going to have a plain basic stand, I would rather have this. But this is what Sideshow has given us. This is the same stand that comes with all figures in the Clint Eastwood Legacy collection. So again, I have the Man with No Name, I have Pale Rider, and I have the Outlaw Josie Wells. I probably won't keep Josie Wells or the Man with No Name. I'll probably end up selling those. But really, bottom line, Pale Rider and Dirty Harry. And then, of course, my most anticipated of all is Will Money from Unforgiven. I look forward to having all of those. So, I mean, this figure is really nothing special, but at the same time, if you're a Dirty Harry fan, it definitely does the job and will look great on the shelf, I think. So, overall, Sideshow has done well on this line. And some of you probably have seen the footage of Eastwood coming into the studio and looking at these and looking at the premium format statues and giving a big thumbs up. And I think Sideshow overall has done well on these. I just think that it's just way too overpriced. I mean, we're paying, $270, $280, which is around what you'd pay for a Hot Toys figure, or more than some Hot Toys figures, for a figure that only comes with just a few basic accessories and a head sculpt that's good but not really lifelike the way Hot Toys is. And again, I think that comparison is appropriate to make at this point, just because of how much they're charging. At the same time, though, these figures in this line have been selling out, and once they sell out, they've been going for about $100 over retail on eBay. So the first Dirty Harry, I tried to get it, but I'm not paying $400 for it. And same thing with the Man with No Name. I think it's going for in the 400 range. Pale Rider also going 350 to 400, and then Josie Wales is next. Josie Wales is still in stock at Sideshow, but once he sells out, probably going to be the same thing, and then probably will be the same thing with this guy as well. The Will Money figure is another price hike up at $290, so even more ridiculous, and no accessories or anything, no additional accessories to justify that, but just, I don't know if it's inflation or Sideshow being greedy or what the deal is. But again, if you're an Eastwood fan and you crave more of these classic film characters instead of just more DC, Marvel, Star Wars, that kind of stuff, then it's good that at least somebody is doing this kind of thing, these kinds of figures. And I think it's the first time in collecting history that there's been any licensed Clint Eastwood product. I mean, this is the first that I know of. I know there was the Redmond Toys third party, Dirty Harry. I used to have that a few years ago. And that Redmond Toys Dirty Harry I had gotten for $130. And this really isn't a whole lot better. I mean, we're talking, again, close to $300 for these. And it's slightly better. The articulation is certainly a lot better. And just the quality of the outfit and all of that. As far as head sculpt, they're kind of in the same ballpark if you look up that Redmond Toys version. So, but anyway, if you're a Dirty Harry fan and you're a collector, then I would say, or just a fan of Clint Eastwood in general, and you want to build a Clint Eastwood section in your display, which is kind of what I'm working towards, then I would say definitely get this while you can. I mean, once these get released, they sell out usually within a couple of months or so, and then once they do, they're not going to be easy to get. They're not going to go down in value. And so the Man with No Name, especially, that one got re-released. So they released it, it sold out, it got re-released, and then it sold out again, and now it's back up to 400 plus on eBay. And so, are these overpriced? Yes, but if you want this figure or any figure from this line, I would go ahead and act sooner rather than later. Alright, so here he is just holding the gun. Got him in a bit of a walking pose. One issue that I have as well is this top, I don't know if this is common or if it's just mine, but so they use these cheap snap buttons that Hot Toys has also used, and those tend to break easily. I don't think mine is broken. It might be. But again, this is the kind of thing that we should not expect from an almost $300 figure. So this is a pretty good pose, though. I think nothing too extravagant, but just want to capture the essence of the character. So now let's try some shots with the sunglasses on. Alright, so these sunglasses actually fit on his face really well, and they're super easy. You just put them right on. And I didn't see like any little holes in the side of his head like you get with the Hot Toys Doc Brown, so that's good. And so they fit right on his face and look pretty awesome. And as far as the body, the joints, the articulation, this is definitely, or just not just this, but all the figures in this Eastwood line is way better than anything else we've ever seen with Sideshow. So as far as Sideshow figures go, this is really good in terms of articulation. Nothing, no floppy joints, no overly, I mean, it's kind of stiff, but still overall the joints are smooth and tight and pretty easy to get in poses. I don't even really need the stand on this one, as you can see. So definitely looks pretty dang good. here I've got him holding up the badge, showing his ID. And I'd forgotten about this holster, so he comes wearing the holster, which is good. It's convenient, and the gun slides right down in there, no problem. I also didn't realize that he was wearing this watch, so when I went to swap out the hands, this little watch fell off. So he comes wearing that watch. And so things like holsters and watches are kinds of accessories that we often see with Hot Toys figures that come in the tray, and you can actually put it on the figure yourself. So he comes with a couple of things that are already on him right out of the tray. So I mean, if you were to count the watch and the holster and the gun, 2 pairs of sunglasses, the extra hands, the stand, not bad. I mean, definitely better than nothing as far as accessories go. And it's really all that he needs. But again, at 275, 280, wow. I mean, that's still a lot. But here again, like I said, it's really not going to get any better. This guy will sell out, and once he does, prices on eBay will go nuts. Well, not nuts, but will go above retail. So the real question is, if you already have the gray suit version, is it worth getting this one? And can't really answer that for you. It depends on how big of a Dirty Harry fan you are, or if you're a completist on the line or not. But definitely love this outfit. It's high quality, but if you have the gray suit, it's the exact same figure. So it really depends. I mean, if it were, I don't know, I've wondered what I would do if I ran across what if they re-release the gray suit version, or what if I find it on eBay or Mercari or somewhere for retail? Would I get it? I would be tempted to, but I don't know at this point. I've decided I want my Eastwood display to just be Will Money, Pale Rider, and Dirty Harry, just those 3, and kind of leave it at that. I thought early on I was going to collect this whole line, and then decided, nah. When I thought it was only going to be like 5 figures, I thought, yeah, I might collect the whole line. It wouldn't hurt. But then when they came out with Will Money, I'm like, okay, they're just going to keep this thing going. They're going to keep making more figures. So I'm not going to commit to collecting the whole line. I'll just keep it limited to my favorite Eastwood characters, which would be the 3 that I just mentioned. But if Dirty Harry is your favorite movie, or if it's in your top 5 or even top 10, I would definitely say get both if you can. Even if they release or re-release that first Dirty Harry, and they might, because they did re-release Man with No Name, and they may re-release it again. It's always going to be popular. These figures are always going to be popular and are going to sell well, because I don't usually buy a figure with the intention of selling it, but at the same time I buy a figure knowing that I may well sell it, knowing that I could possibly sell it one day. And so you never want to pay more for something than what you're going to get back for it if you have to sell it. And so thus far these have held their value. And this is a bit of a safer bet as opposed to something like anything Batman related or superhero or Star Wars related, because all those characters, as popular as they are, keep getting re-released over and over and over. So a figure that may be going on eBay for double its retail right now may end up plummeting in value as soon as Hot Toys re-releases it, or does another figure of that same character. Like, I'm waiting on that Robert Pattinson Batman from Hot Toys, and I heard that that's one of their best figures they've done to date. And even if it is, the value may go up on it for a while, but sooner or later Hot Toys is going to re-release that figure, or just do another figure of that same Batman. So, and we've seen how many Ledger Jokers have we seen now? So as popular as that character is, the popularity also drives manufacturers to keep making more and more and more, which then drives the value down. But I think with these Eastwood figures, it's going to be limited. Sideshow is going to, I don't know how many more characters they're going to do, but this is something that we don't see other companies doing this. And I think once these are done, they're going to be done. And collectors who missed out are going to wish they hadn't. And so, again, they're overpriced, but your best bet is to just go ahead and get it. The best prices that I've seen are from underground figures, so I would recommend that. I think I got this guy from Alter Ego, and I had some reward points that knocked the price down. So you can go to some retailers like that and get them for a few bucks less than what you would get direct from Sideshow. So the more you can save, the more you can just put towards another figure if that's the route you want to go. So, but yeah, overall this is a really good figure, really solid release. As a Dirty Harry fan, I'm super happy with this. And if you're a collector and also a Dirty Harry fan, Clint Eastwood fan, I suspect you'll be happy with it as well. So thanks for watching, and until next time.